What's going on, guys? Andy here, G4 Outdoors, and today we're going to be changing the lower end gear lubrication or gear oil on a 50 horsepower Mercury 2-stroke.
Well, here's a little story about two friends that came together, and we started up a YouTube just to talk about whatever. We're on a boat catching big bass and smashing them cats, from review videos to just making you laugh. Cause we got guns, we got knives, we got fishing, we got hunting, we got everything you like, so hit that subscribe button. We're in the outdoors, doing things that we love. We're talking guitars, girls, green grass, and guns.
Alright guys, so it's a super simple job. We've already done this on the 4-stroke boat, the Tracker Target 19. Check that video out if you want to as well. But it's as simple as 2 bolts, new gear lube, and you're going to need this little pumping mechanism to pump your oil in from the bottom, pressurized to the top. So let's get into this, starting by taking off the bottom bolt from the unit to let this oil drain out. Alright guys, so like we said, there's 2 bolts, a top and a bottom. You're going to want to start by taking the bottom bolt out and letting this all drain. Make your process a lot easier. Why are we still using flatheads? That's what I want to know. So while this is draining out, I'm gonna go ahead and pop the bolt on the top here to just let it vent and give it some air to help it pull out even better. You should see a nice steady stream going after you are able to let it ventilate.
You do want to be sure and remove this gasket. We do not want a double gasket. You do want to buy a new gasket as well. And this gasket here is what, 18 years old? No, 12 years old?
100 years old?
So somewhere around there. Replace that gasket as well as the one on the bottom. We will let this drain for 10 to 15 minutes. We do want a dripping process to come out of here. We want as much of this oil to come out as possible. And being this is 12 years old, we're looking at some black oil.
Alright guys, so this is pretty much done draining out all the old stuff. I have my quart of SAE 90 gear lube over here, and I have the Splooge Master Exploder 3000 that we have to shoot this gear lubrication back up in here, and you're going to want it to dribble out the top hole and then go back into that process of putting these bolts back in. Got my lower and my upper, not that I think it matters because I think they're the exact same bolt, but let's get into this process.
All right, I want to give a quick explanation here on what we're going to be doing and why we need to do it. We're going to be putting the hose into the bottom and pressuring this oil to raise all the way up to this hole right here. And the reason you want to do that, if you pour the oil in the top, you're going to get some voids of oil and air pockets in here, and you're not going to be able to fill this completely all the way up. So you want to fill it from the bottom, and as that rises, it fills all of the cavities in here, and this is actually going to be your sight level. So once we start pumping in here, the oil level is going to raise, and as soon as it starts to come out of this hole right here, we're going to cap this, cause a vacuum, and then we're going to pull the fill tube out and cap this. So I just wanted you to understand what we're doing, because this process might go a little bit quick once it starts coming out the vent hole.
So take your Splooge Exploder 3000. You're going to want to feed it into this thing. Alright guys, so we got that squizzle puffed on in there. Now we're going to take our little pumping contraction and we're going to go ahead and give this motor a little enema. This may take 6 years, I don't know. Each pump you may get, I don't know if this is a unit of measurement, but a couple inches of fluid. Then you get impatient, you just start pumping fast. At first you're like, eh. Now it's like, ah, I'm done.
One more. It's law.
Huh?
It's the law. There you go.
Now we're going to take the bottom Bobby Dazzler.
Oh yeah, even quicker. You gotta be quick on that bottom screw.
And it's at a wonky angle for a guy.
I'm trying to film, but you keep getting your head in the way.
I am going from. Check me out. When it comes to tightening this with oil on your hands with a screwdriver, you can't do it. All right, guys, now that I'm back, got my hands washed, the wrench washed, or the screwdriver washed, now it looks like a prison shank and I'm ready to put in some work. But literally, guys, it is that simple. Bottom bolt, let it all drain. Top bolt, let it vent, and then it'll all drain out of there. Let it all drain out. Put that little plunging thing in the bottom until a little bit starts coming out the top. Plug that top, get ready to untwist the bottom, and as quick as you can, put that bolt back in. Hey man, Bob's your uncle. It's that easy. Also, guys, make sure you clean up all this oil that you can off of your engine on the lower end. You don't want all that oil getting in the water. Main reason behind that, from all the research I've done, is EPA. A lot of the fish you grab are really hard to grab. They're kind of slimy. So if you add oil in that, it makes it even harder for you to hold on to your fish. And I'm pretty sure that's the reason why. Dead serious, guys, out of all the maintenance things to do to the boat, that is probably one of the easiest things to do. It literally took maybe 8 minutes. And like I said, it's back up and ready to go. Main thing is just make sure you get that little plunger kit for your quart bottles. It makes this process a billion times easier, and you're ready to get back on the lake once this is done. Like always, guys, if this helped you out in any way, which I'm sure it did not, hit the subscribe button anyways because I said so. Go ahead and hit the like button and leave a comment down below. Let us know how big of idiots we are. Always appreciated. We'll see you guys later.
Is always calling and I don't know what to do, and I haven't bought a crankbait since like 1992, but the bass are out there schooling and they're ready to attack, and I got all my favorite lures and they're loaded in my pack. All that stress that's in my body's always driving me insane. When I'm reeling in that buzzbait, it just seems to go away. Now you see, fishing ain't a habit, it's a passion in my soul. When I'm